Hi everyone, happy Valentine's Day. So for today's video, I just wanted to create a very nice Valentine's Day inspired look, and I'm thinking of using very nice pink and very delicate brown colors. And I would also like to use some products that I got recently. Well, it's not new, but it's new to the market, but it's there some of them are Filipino brands. And I also have a PR package that arrived just in time for Valentine's Day, so I also want to try that out with you today. And most of the products that I'm going to be using today are found in my kit, and these are things that I've been loving the past year. So I hope that you guys enjoy this, and maybe you might be also be able to pick up some techniques and tips on how to maybe enhance your eyes, face, or lips. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start with the eyes first. Alright, so I'm just going to scoot a little bit closer so that you can see it, and I'm going to start by using this MAC paint pot in soft ochre. So it has a very nice yellowy tone to it, which I actually like because I know Painterly is well loved in in the YouTube community, but to me Painterly paint pot doesn't really go well with my skin color. So I'm just using this synthetic brush, and I'm just applying a very thin layer of the paint pot all over my eyelid, and this will just neutralize the pinkness, and it'll just create a nice even finish all over my eyelid. And I'm actually giving this like a second shot because the first time I tried this product I didn't like it so much because it has a certain type of texture that I find a little bit difficult to work with, especially if you go way overboard with the application process on your eyes. So again, with this product, I think less is more, and you don't really have to put a lot, because if you put a lot of this product on your eyelid, it might create more texture instead, so that will create more trouble than actually help you create a very nice defined eye look, or whatever eye look that you're going for. Alright, so I think this is dry now. It has set. And by the way, sorry if my lighting looks a little bit dim because it's quite cloudy, and with me I don't really like using artificial light when I am filming because I just want to keep it real with you guys. So what I want to do now is I want to use this color. This is called Fresco from Laura Mercier, and I'm just dipping this brush here, and I'm going to apply this well into my socket line and blend it well into this area of my eyebrow, because doing this will just really help in opening up my eye, especially in this part. And I really like the very nice delicate pinky brown tone of this eyeshadow color. And I'm just primarily using this as a transition shade. Now this color has been a staple in my kit ever since I turned professional a decade ago. Not decades, but yeah, so I really love this color. I think that it works extremely well with a lot of skin tones, and I love that as a transition shade, it's very skin-like in color, especially with skin tones like mine. And I love that it's because there are some pinks that are just way too neutral and gray, like pinky browns that are too neutral and gray. And I find that this one just has a very nice, vibrant hue to it. Okay, so I'm just shifting the way I look into the camera here, just so that I can see where the shape is going to be, and I'm just blending it out with very light strokes. And instantly you can see it has already helped lift my eye, and it has defined it a little bit. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to add some eyeliner first. So I'm gonna finish, like, my socket eye area a little bit later. But I want to start first by lining up my eyes with some of this gel eyeliner. And this is in sepia ink. So it's a very nice, like, very neutral brown color. This is from Bobbi Brown. And I'm just gonna apply it here close to my lash line. I'm just wiggling this flat tip eye brush here in between my lashes, and I'm just of course I'm thickening it out a little bit here in the outer portion of my eye, and I'm just gonna apply it thinly as I get closer into my inner corner of my eye. Now don't worry if it looks patchy. The eyeliner that I'm doing right now is not like a very defined eyeliner look, but it's gonna be quite soft. Okay, so that's eyeliner down, and now what I want to do is I actually want to soften out the edges. So I'm just getting this synthetic brush and I'm just buffing out the edges, softening it and spreading it upwards. I'm not being very precise with it, but I'm just really softening it just so that we don't have any hard edges. And as you can see, by doing this, it has already defined my lash line. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to get this very nice, reddish brown color, and with a smudger brush I'm just going to remove the excess here at the back of my hand. I'm just going to apply this on top of the gel eyeliner that I applied earlier, and I'm also blending it out at the same time. Doing this just adds a dimension of color, and it's also going to help really create a very nice transition along the lash line, because the gel eyeliner is a little bit it's very neutral, like it's a very neutral brown. It's very gray, so this reddish tone of a brown adds some dimension into the lash line. Okay, and I'm just gonna add a little bit here on the outer portion. So as you can see, it has already intensified my lash line. It's also well blended and it's also well diffused. And with just what I did on this eye, I'm going to also do this in the other eye. So I'm just adding this brown color here all over. Alright, so let me just check for balance. Perfect. I like that. And now what I want to do is I just want to add a very thin layer of like a liquid eyeliner on my upper lash line. And I'm going to be using this. This is from On The Go Beauty, and this is a nice brown eyeliner. It's also quite neutral. I like this. And the great feature about this, by the way, is that this has an eraser at the other end. So if you are a novice with your eyeliner application, you can just actually use the eraser part of this eyeliner pen and it can really help you. Since I'm not doing a graphic eyeliner today, I don't think I'm going to need the eraser part, but I'm just going to lightly, line my lash line with this. This will just really help to emphasize my lash line and to create depth. And the thing is, I'm also not using any black colors today, because I find that if I use black, and I'm also like thinking of actually using a nice pink shimmery color as a finisher on my eyelid later, the contrast is just too stark. Not unless if that's the look that you're going for, but for today I'm just envisioning a very nice, soft and delicate look. Because after all, it's Valentine's Day. I want to look as sweet as candy. And I'm also going to line the inner corner of my eye. This just really helps to bring out my eye shape, and it just really helps to elongate it. Okay, and now I just want to put like a very tiny flick here at the outer corner. Nothing too exaggerated, just very softly. And I just wanted to mimic like it's my outer lash. This will just really help to emphasize my eye. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna do my other eye now. Alright, so everything's okay now. My eyeliner is dry, which is great. And now I'm going to use this mascara. This is also from On The Go Beauty, and this is in the color Espresso. So I have here, I'm using the other brush tip, the one that has a smaller brush, and I'm just going to use this to emphasize the outer portion of the eyes first. And I'm also going to use this just to guide my eyelashes, because I actually want to make it look lifted. So like applying the mascara and pulling my lashes sideways can also help elongate my eyes. And as you can see, it's already adding a very nice hint of volume on my lashes. Now to add more volume, I'm gonna open the other side of the mascara here. This has a lot of fiber, by the way, so this is what adds length to your lashes. And what I like about this mascara is that it doesn't really overdo the color on your lashes, but then again, this is brown, so it's not black, so it's not going to be overly so if you're someone who likes, like, using mascaras that don't overshadow your eye look, this is a nice mascara to actually use. And I'm also not planning to do any eyelashes today because I just want to keep everything simple, and delicate. Again, just like that, you can see that I have guided my lashes and it has created a very nice elongated and lifted look on my eye. So I'm also going to do that here on my other eye. Alright, so now that my eyelashes has achieved its optimum length, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to further emphasize my socket line. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to pick up this very neutral brown here with the same brush that I used earlier to apply this very nice pinky brown. And I'm just going to lightly apply this color starting here in the outer portion of my eye. And I'm going to make sure that the color actually ends here, right under where my eyebrow actually starts to arch, because I actually have a natural shadow here that continues itself all the way into the bridge of my nose. So putting this color there and ending this color here would just really connect it together and just really help in opening up my eye. And the reason why I'm doing this now is because when I open my eyes, I can actually see where my eyelashes is going to cast its natural shadow. And just trying to emphasize this socket line by adding this color here in this part will just really help to blend the colors together, the natural shadow that my eyelashes is casting and also the very neutral eyeshadow color that I'm applying. And by the way, I've actually been enjoying this brush. This is the Units 307 brush, and this is a synthetic haired fiber brush, and this actually has a very nice fluffy dome shape at the top, which I have now been enjoying to use when I want to apply a very delicate wash of matte eyeshadows on the eyes. It kind of works. But then again, I am also being very light-handed with my eyeshadow application right now. Alright, and to further emphasize my eyes, I'm going to pick up this color. This is from NARS. As you can see, it's very well loved. And this is the color Bengali, and it has a very nice, neutral brown, but it's a little bit deeper than most of the brown tones that I have in my collection. And it leans towards a little bit more red. So at least it will work well with the brown eyeshadow tones that I have been applying on my eye all along. And I'm just going to apply this color very delicately along my socket line. This will just really help to deepen up that socket line and to emphasize this eye look, because I'm actually planning to apply a wash of pinky shimmer colors, as I've said earlier. And I do not want us to lose the definition that I created on my eye just right now. Alright, so I think this is good for me, and now what I want to do is I actually want to use this Danessa Myricks Colorfix cream pigment. And I've used a different color before, the one that's in color purple, and I actually used it for my New Year look. And I really found that the texture of that cream eyeshadow was a little bit too much for me. Like, I really felt how gritty the glitters were, and I don't know if this has a different type of glitter on its formula. Maybe it's a little bit, well, it looks less chunky to me, but let's just try it anyway, because I would like to give it another chance. And with this very nice synthetic brush, I'm just going to apply the shimmer all over my eyelid. Now I'm just tapping it in and dragging it gently all over my mobile lid. And I'm just trying to blend it into my socket line as well. And this is the reason why I wasn't very careful with my eyeliner application. And I find that this cream eyeshadow will really blend into like the smoky nature that the smudging of the eyeliner and the eyeshadows created. And whatever is left on the brush, I'm just also going to tap it here in the inner corner, just to open up everything, make it more festive. And I'm going to flip my brush over, and I'm just going to tap a little bit of the product here into my socket line, just so that it also blends into the eyeshadows that I applied there earlier. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. So now I'm going to go on and complete my full face. So first, let's start with foundation. And I'm actually using two colors from Estee Lauder, just to neutralize everything and just to have a color that's very close to my shade. Alright, so I'm quite happy now with the coverage of my foundation. It's just very light and also a very soft focus. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this concealer here, my under eye area, and also here. And I'm just going to blend it out. Okay, next I'm just going to set my under eye concealer with some translucent powder, just so that it doesn't move. Okay, I'm also going to put some powder here, just so that it doesn't emphasize my pores. Also here on the bridge of my nose. And I'm also going to apply a very thin layer of setting powder all over my face, because I actually want to use a finishing powder right after. And the main reason why is because it's quite gloomy, so there's not much warmth. There's not so much warm light coming in right now, and it's casting some shadows in areas, and it's making my skin look gray. So using a finishing powder can just really help to bring back that warmth. And I'm not going to be using a bronzer, by the way, because I want to add a hint of warmth on my skin, but not in a bronzer kind of a way. Alright, so right now I'm going to get this Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder from Laura Mercier, and I'm just going to buff a little bit of it all over my face, but I'm going to avoid applying it here in this area where I have a lot of texture. And this will just add a nice hint of warmth on my skin. And it's gonna also add a very nice luminous effect, a little bit soft focus, which I think is actually very nice because it just makes your skin look very even and well lit and very healthy. And next, what I want to do is I want to apply this Pink Pearl Meteorites from Guerlain. Now, this was released last year, so I am sure this is largely unavailable now. Like if you are wanting to purchase this from Sephora or from Guerlain in the United States or in Europe, but I actually got this from an online store that is based in Hong Kong. And if you are someone who's been looking for some products that have been released a few seasons ago, strawberrynet.com has some stocks, and I just checked their website and I found that they still have this a few pieces left in their stock. And these powders are good to use in 5 years, and I really love the very nice delicate pink flush that this meteorite leaves on the skin. It's giving me a very nice hint of color and also a very nice hint of radiance without overdoing so. And I'm actually using a full squirrel brush because I do not want to apply a ton of product into my skin, because again, I want this look that we are creating today to be very gentle and delicate and soft. Nothing too overly done. And look at that, look how very nice and delicate this meteorite gives this skin. And I just love that it's giving my skin this very nice pop of color, and it's really contrasting with this very gloomy day that I'm having today. And it's not overly so, it's just, it's just right. And I'm really loving it because, like, look at that. It's really elevating my skin tone. It's just making my disposition look rosy already. All right, so that's my blush down, and now what I want to do is I just want to finish off my eye look. So what I have here is the brush that I used earlier, so I'm just, like, going to connect the edges, and I'm just going to blend out everything. And I'm not really adding a ton of color and pigment into the brush, so I'm just working with whatever pigment is left on the brush, and I'm just going to, like, blend everything out. And if I see any imbalance of, like, color, I'm just going to add a few where I find the imbalance, so that we just have a much more cohesive look. And then I'm also very careful when I am blending out the color, because I do not want to disrupt the shimmers that have already settled in my eyelid, because sometimes if we, like, disrupt like shimmery eyeshadows, you tend to get a lot of fallout. And now what I'm doing is I'm just going to apply a little bit of the brown eyeshadow here in the middle of my eye, because I just want to have this very nice doll-eyed look, very wide and awake, so that when you're looking at your partner, all they see on you is your eyes, and you're concentrating your attention towards them. And then I'm going back to the, oops, it's a little bit difficult, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of this brown eyeliner in the area where I apply the brown eyeshadow, and I'm just concentrating by applying the eyeliner here right in between my lashes. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of some mascara here in the middle of my lower lash line, just to really emphasize in making my eyes look very wide awake and open and doll-like. If you've noticed that when you apply mascara and then you start to see that there's a lot of smudging going on in your under eye area, I think you have to assess if, like, when you open your eyes and when you start to, like, become very mobile with your expressions, there are some skin that actually folds into your lash line, and this is actually the one that actually creates the smudging. So if you have that type of a lower lash line, I think you should skip applying mascara in your lower lash line, because even though if a mascara is actually waterproof or smudge proof, it will always smudge no matter what. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to brows. I have here also a new eyebrow pen. This is from Strokes. This is a Filipino brand, and this is the first time that I'm going to be using it. And this has a felt tip brush head, and I actually love how well this applies individual strokes. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to apply, like, individual hairs, because I don't want to apply some shadow on my brows today, because I want all of the attention to be on my eyes. And just, this really helps to make everything look more natural. This is very interesting. I like this. It really looks like it's applying individual hairs on my brows. Okay, let me just brush it into place. Yep, I like this. Look at that. It just looks like I have very natural brows, and my skin is still peeking through, which I actually love. Because if I overdo my eyebrows and if I make it any more darker, that's the only thing that you will notice on my face. Perfect. That was easy. That was also very, very fast. Okay, let me also just do my other eyebrow now. I'm not going to cover my scar. Don't worry, that's my trademark. I'm just going to fill in some of the gaps here in the inner corner, and maybe some here. Now the story of the scar here on my brows is that I actually love doing somersaults on top of my grandmother's bed, and she had a spring bed before. And I think I was watching gymnastics on TV. It must have been the Olympics at the time. I forgot how old I was. I can't remember the event, but I have been told that I actually hit my brows on the headboard, and I still bear the after effects of that somersault after all these years. I love this. So this is the color Graphite from Strokes. Very easy to use. I like this. Okay, so to finish off this look, we're going to do my lips already, and I actually received a very nice PR package, which I'm going to get right now. Look at that. Isn't this so pretty? So this is from VYS Cosmetics, and basing on the packaging here, this is actually a collab that they did with the Korean actress Han So-hee, and I'm so excited to try this. They call this their lip nectars. I think these are liquid lipsticks. So let's try this together. Look at that. Look how beautiful the presentation is. We have, like, paper made this. I think these are made of paper. So we have hydrangeas. I don't know what these violets are called. Like, we have baby's breaths here, and we have like these fern types of flowers. They're very, very cute. I actually do not want to destroy them, but anyway, let's play around with this one by one. Okay, so I'm opening the packaging here because I'm having some trouble. BYS, I believe, if my memory serves me right, is actually an Australian brand, and they are available in some parts of the world. I'm just not sure on how wide their distribution is, but I think they are available in some parts of Europe, of course, Australia, and they're all around here in Southeast Asia. In the United States, I'm not too sure. There might be, but I'm just not entirely sure about it. And here in the Philippines, BYS is actually quite popular when they do a lot of collaborations with local actors and actresses, but they do a lot of collaborations with Korean stars. So that's what they're known for here. And I've used some of their products before, and they've just been under my radar because it's more, they target themselves as someone who's more into like the consumer than into the professional makeup artist. But they have a lot of, like, eyeshadow palettes. They also have some correctors that I was so surprised that they actually sold. So that was actually quite nice. Ooh, I love this color. Look at that. Alright, so I'm just going to put this back there because I want to keep this because it's made of paper, so it's gonna last me like forever. I just hope that it doesn't fade in the long run. Alright, so the BYS Han So-hee Lip Nectar Collaboration Collection comes in 8 wonderful colors, and they look very, very wearable. They also look very muted except for some, like, reds here and some, like, mauvey brown colors, which I think is very interesting, and it works quite well with, like, Korean standards of beauty wherein lips are not too over exaggerated. And before I swatch these colors one by one on my arm, let's just see if this is scented. It actually is not. It just smells like regular lipstick, and it comes with very nice, like, clear packaging with like butterfly embossing here on the cap. So let's swatch these one by one so we can see and, like, get to know this lip product. So as I'm swatching this on my arm, I can feel that it feels creamy, and it also looks quite creamy, and I think this offers quite a sheer coverage on the lip, but this is just a hunch. I'm just not sure yet on how this will apply on the lip, not unless I actually try it on. So this is how all of the colors look like swatched in my arm. It's a very nice color story, nice variation also. Works well with a lot of skin tones. And the first color that we have here is called Poison Ivy. It's a very nice vivid like blue red that can work well with people who have very nice yellow skin tones, very pretty. And the next color that we have here is called cherry. It has a very nice, mauvey tone to it. Although I can see that it has a lot of gray pigment, so it can be quite dimming, so we have to be very careful with that color. The next color that we have here is called rose, and it has a very nice, orangey, muted tone to it. Very nice and very pretty. And the next color that we have is the color tulip. So again, it has it has a bit of red in it, but it also has like some hints of orange and yellow and brown. So that's quite a nice color as well. The next vibrant color that we have here is one that's called orchid. It's a very nice, purplish color. If you have deeper skin tones, that would be great to use. Even if you have like an olive undertone, that would be nice as well. The next color that we have is called blossom. That's a very nice, vibrant orangey tone. Very pretty. And the next color is called poppy. It's a very nice, muted color. Very brown. Also very pretty as well. Almost like it has like a very nice 90s kind of a vibe. And the last color that we have here is called dragon lily. It's also like a very nice blue red tone, but it's more brown in a sense, and it has some hints of purple in it. Very nice and very pretty. So these are all the 8 colors that I swatched on my arm, and I'm actually quite surprised on how beautiful the color story is here. And we have a range of different tones and hues and intensity, which was actually quite a surprise for me. And I also do have to say is that they don't really dry down into like a super matte finish. So as you can see here, if you use your finger, you can actually change the intensity and the opacity of the lip nectar. That's very interesting. It feels a little bit creamy. It also feels a little bit powdery. I think you can see it also on the product swatch itself, that it has like a powdery consistency. So you can actually make it look like you have a stain on your lip. That actually is very interesting, and that's very on par with how Koreans actually like to wear their lipstick. But I'm not going to swatch each and every single lip product on my lip today, but I'm just going to choose one which will work well with our look all in all. I want to try the color Blossom here. It has a very nice delicate color. It's a little bit peachy orangey, and let's just try to see if that will work for our look today. So yeah, basing on my hunch earlier, I really thought that this was going to be a very not like a super duper full coverage kind of a liquid lipstick, but this is going to be a very delicate lipstick kind of a application. But I love how vibrant this color is, but I'm finding that it might just be too bright and for this look, so I'm actually wanting to try a different color. Maybe let's try the color cherry. So the color cherry here has a very nice mauvey tone to it, and I'm just going to apply it here, the outer portions of my lip first, so it's able to blend with the color of Blossom, and it'll give us a very nice dimension on the lips as well. Okay, so the color cherry has a much more nicer coverage than the color Blossom, and it also has a very nice muted pinky tone. It's like a very nice mauvey color, which I think works well with our look today. And I have to say that the lip nectar is actually quite comfortable on the lip. For a liquid lipstick, I do not feel it actually sucking out the moisture from my lips instantly. And I find the pigmentation of this to be very even, very lightweight, but it's actually quite easy to work with, because there are some liquid lipsticks, when you use it, they start to become very patchy upon application. But with this one, it's actually quite easy to manipulate on the lips as well and to apply. Alright, I love the combination of these two colors. It's just making my face brighten up. And I think it goes well with this, like, pinky brown eyeshadow that I went for. Alright, so this is the complete look. What do you guys think? I do like it. Like, it's a very nice, like, defined eyeshadow look. Very delicate. And I love that the, like, pinky shimmers from the Danessa Myricks eyeshadow is actually picking up whatever light that we have here in my office, and it's just bringing life into my eyes. And of course, the Guerlain Meteorites Pink Pearl, I love it. I'm glad that I have it. I think I'm going to purchase one again to keep in stock because this is a very nice blush color. I really love it. Now for the BYS Hansoe Lip Nectars, I love it. I was quite surprised. I also love the feeling that I have on my lips. It's not like, overly dry. It's quite comfortable. Although I have felt it set on my lips, it doesn't feel drying at all, and I really, really love it. Now for the Strokes Eyebrow Pen, very good product. I love that. And of course, the eyeliner and the mascara from On The Go Beauty. It's also good, very easy to use. And I love that it also, like, well, especially the eyeliner, it really helps you, wherein if you have a mistake, when you create a mistake, you can actually just correct it right there and then. Anywho, that's it from me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions about all of the products that I used today, please leave them down in the comments box and let's have a conversation about it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you are having a wonderful Valentine's Day wherever you are. Remember, give love so that you can receive love. Bye, you guys.